2024 Ford F-150 build and price. Let's talk about price. Let's talk about equipment. What have we lost? What have we gained? We've lost a lot. We've lost a lot of little things, but we have gained a ton. The things we have gained, we haven't gained a lot, but the things we have gained are pretty monumental in my opinion, and we're going to tell you exactly what we've gained. And we've gained inches. We've gained a 12-inch screen standard as XL, and that's just one of many things that we've gained. We're going to be talking about price because there are some huge price increases going down if you haven't shopped in the last 5 years, but I'm impressed because the price increase from last year isn't that much. It's about $2,000, maybe a hair, and it's hard to compare now because there's some major changes. Ford is saying that it's now up to 90% simpler. They've simplified the whole process by about 90%. I'd say they've cut out 90%, but a lot of this cutting is good. It's going to help the bottom line for production costs, production time. Ford, they started talking about this to dealers back in 2020, saying that their goal was to get production down to, you walk into a dealer, you've got all the motors you can test drive, but you don't have every single color and every single trim and equipment available. That they'll have some standard models. You go out and drive, you put your order in, and I think, Ford made it pretty clear. Their dream is to get it down to, 2 to 4 weeks later, you've got a vehicle showing up. Basically, you put your order in and it's getting built, that week. And then you've just got transport time left. That's where Ford wants to get this. This is why Ford wants to simplify the process. This could be great because it could mean that if this works out, we will get the F-150 or Ford that we want. There's no longer will we settle for the wrong color, the wrong equipment. And Ford's website is actually good enough to help you along with this if you also have a knowledgeable sales consultant. Just someone in their comments recently said that their dealership, it's just dummies. They go in there and it's greeters. They're there to say hi and bye, and that the manager is there just to, basically put the pressure down and get you to close. And that's sad because Ford gives good sales consultant training so that we know the product. I had taken pictures, I'm not going to share them, but basically for the Super Duty, they're like, hey, you want to be able to have a lot of weight on the vehicle, you want to be able to pull up to 40,000 pounds. Now, this is what you need. Here's your criteria. So you just need to, listen, follow along, and do your courses that Ford provides. They're excellent. You'll know what you're talking about. So let's say we're looking at the 2023. They'll tell us about limited availability, high demand, supply chain constraints, that not all models and trims or features are available to order. So contact your dealer to get more information on that. Some dealers don't know, so that's why I'm here to fill you in. I haven't filled anyone in on the main things in quite some time because they haven't changed, essentially. There's been very few changes. But if you're looking for a 2023, what's nice is you can probably find what you like on a lot right now. Dealers have inventory. So if I can get off this, they really want me to click on acknowledge. Fair enough, Ford, fair. You need to make sure I've read that. So if you look back at an XL for a 2023, we're going to get to the 2024, but a 2023 is $33,835. Now let's jump over to a 2024 build and price. It can be tough to find because you'll write Google 2024 Ford F-150 build and price, and everything that you click on brings you to the 2023. You just need to click at the top, change model, which it's counterintuitive. You'd think that takes you to the wrong place, but trust me, click change model, scroll down to the very bottom, and you've got the 2024 hidden at the bottom. Click on it. Pretend like it's a touch screen on the TV, but it's actually the laptop that's touch screen. Again, they want me to acknowledge that constraints, blah, blah, blah. You might not get what you want quickly, but production on the F-150 has actually been excellent and has been quick. There have been a few hiccups, like if you wanted a Tremor 402 with the roof and everything. Yeah, that was a long one, but your sales consultant should know and be able to say, well, if you take a 401 or, maybe if you take that roof off, taking a roof off an F-150 this year was a pretty good way to get things quite a bit faster. So the XL is now $36,570. So let's compare 33,835, 36,570. It's not quite $3,000. But the XL now is very different than it once was, because in the XL, it's the only place you're going to get a two-door regular cab with an 8-foot box. So the 8-foot box is actually only on the XL. And the 8-foot box is only on the red cab. So no longer do we have a super cab 8-foot box. This is to simplify. Some people will be upset, but times are changing, folks. I'm just here to tell you what's going on. I think there is a huge benefit to being able to get to the point where we order and we get the vehicle within a few weeks. We get exactly what we want. Dealers not trying to gouge us because they have, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in interest to pay per year, depending on what kind of inventory they have. So dealers will have less inventory. This is in the aim to cut dealer profits because there'll be less dealer expenditures. There'll be less costs associated with holding inventory because there'll be less inventory. But the goal is to have all these vehicles out for a road test, to get them in real quick. So they've got to simplify things. Now the STX is absolutely its own trim. It's not just an equipment group. It's its own trim. And the STX starts at $43,895. So we'll zoom in right there. That is a really good looking truck. But what's really cool, pros and cons. It's pretty bad that when I build one of these, if you go with a 6.5-foot box, you're getting forced chrome. On pretty much all the models other than Platinum, you're getting forced a whole lot of chrome if you go with a 6.5-foot box. And I'm hoping Ford corrects this. This is pretty scary because in my area, we're not selling all sorts of 5.5-foot boxes. We are selling 6.5-foot boxes with sport appearance package. That's what's incredibly popular. But I'll tell you, I think the Tremor package is a top value. And I think the STX is a top value, and it looks better than it ever has. $43,895. You've got a steal of a deal right there. That's Johnny's full recommendation. If you want more equipment like heated seats, push button start, electric front seats, electric direction, move those seats electrically, go with a Tremor. But don't get fooled. Don't think if you only want heated seats, don't think you have to get a Tremor or a well-equipped XLT, because you can add aftermarket heated seats for about $350 to $400 per seat, properly installed. They open the stitching, they slide it underneath the seat, underneath the material, they re-stitch it up. You'll never know, done by a professional, you'll never even notice that it wasn't factory until you see the button on either the side of the seat or the dash. They can put it anywhere. They can put it on the ceiling if you want. Don't do that. Horrible resale. Put it on the side of the seat or in the dash. And that's how you get heated seats on an STX and save thousands of dollars. But you know what? The XL looks better than it ever has. It's not covered in chrome. Look at that. Change the mags and you're good. And look, mags and tires are a really great kit. You're going to spend $3,000 and you're going to be at what, $39,570? Wrong. Don't be fooled. Right now, the system's set up to give you low prices. Let's talk about those low prices model by model. You've got the XLT, and then we'll talk about the don't be fooled part. You've got the XLT at $47,620. Guess what? Chrome galore. And if you don't want chrome, you have to take a 5.5-foot box. Big mistake for areas with farmers, four-wheelers. Here where we live, people like to put their four-wheelers in their bed. We like to live dangerously and take the risk of driving just a little too fast and exploding that back window out. It's over $1,000 because I have a lot of friends who've blown out their back window driving their four-wheeler or snowmobile inside the bed of their truck.
That's a classic.
But that's just the style. Sometimes you have to sacrifice to be cool.
But the chrome, it was more... how can I say that? More fashion back in the days, back in 15 years. So yeah, now people love black appearance, stuff like that. Yeah.
If I had a chrome truck on our first date, it would have probably been our last date. I showed up with a Ford F-150. I showed up with a Ford F-150 with a dog in the back seat, fresh off the farm. Had moved that day away from the farm. Had been separated for
The dog in the car
for
saved the day.
for several months, but the dog was with me for the whole
It was
move.
so cute.
So cute. And I had a truck with no chrome on it, and you're like, man, between that dog and that chromeless truck, I think this might be the guy for me.
Yeah.
So don't be fooled. You don't have to go up to a Tremor to avoid the chrome. We'll show you how. But you've got the Tremor at $63,950. If you want an equipped truck, if you want heated seats and seats that are electric and a slew of other equipment, go with the Tremor. Incredible resale, because who doesn't want, maybe I'll get chewed out for calling this the baby Raptor. Let me know in the comments section if that's a little silly.
You really love the Tremor.
It's either a baby Raptor or the little brother Raptor. I think this is incredible value. It's a huge savings. You can off-road with this truck. It's got a bit of lift on it, higher suspension. I've had people who've owned 5, 6 F150s, and I've got one. He's not a customer. He's a friend. He's not even watching, and I say this, so I'm not saying this to try to butter him up, but I've got a friend. He's always been a buyer, but we're always interested in what's going on in each other's life. I'm sure if we lived on the same street, we'd hang out all the time. But anyways, he's had a new truck every 2 years, and I said, he didn't want to test drive the Tremor. He's just like looking at it. He's like, okay, well, I'll consider it. I said, no, you can't consider it until you try it. He's like, Johnny, I've got a truck every 2 years from you. I like coming and hanging out with you, and I end up trading vehicles. You're hard on me like that. Poor guy comes to talk to me for an oil change. Almost always drives away with a new truck. But he test drove it, and he was like, wow, it does drive differently. And he found, and I find, it drives better on bad roads, and that's all our roads here, because some of the highest taxes, and somehow our roads are crap, but low, not high enough population. It's complicated, but anyways, it takes the bumps really, really well. So if you're in an area with bad roads, heck, if you live in, Michigan, even in the major cities, you've got bad roads out there as well, apparently. It'll handle the Detroit roads for those closed down communities from closed down truck plants, because brands have gone out of business. So that's why earlier in this live, so very important. If you haven't caught the live or the episode on the UAW strike, please go ahead, catch that. And if you are here right now, please hit the thumbs button, subscribe, and the bell notification so you don't miss the real deal. We cover both sides of aspects, and we try to use a lot of data to really help understand what's going on, because guess what? The world runs on data, because the world runs on money. That's what motivates us all. We don't go to work because we want to go play. We wouldn't go to work if we stopped getting paid. We're all motivated and have to live by money. So you've got the Lariat at $64,995. I'd jump on the Tremor way before touching the Lariat, unless you like chrome. King Ranch, $73,750. And where's the limited? There is no limited. It's gone. It is gone. You've got the Platinum, though. King Ranch, great vehicle. Platinum, same price. King Ranch, $73,730. Platinum, $73,425. And the Raptor at $77,980. The Raptor is a great machine. We had a 2019. We
loved it.
And sometimes you say that you miss it.
I miss that little guy.
Little guy, yeah, it was
big
huge.
Guy. That doesn't enter the garage door at my job. I parked outside for all the winter, but I love it so much.
Yeah, it made you walk, it made you cold, and just the same,
but
you loved it.
It was worth it. Yeah.
So Marie has a parking garage where she works. It's underground. It's semi-heated compared to outside. It's so much warmer, and she had to walk outside, get the dirty look from the security guard, who was always kind of like, why are you parking outside? Yeah, he'd give you the order to park inside, and you're like, I don't fit. But anyways, I'm sure you didn't say it like that.
I don't fit.
It's like, I like to imagine it. So, and you don't have to go to a Platinum to get black, a package. So let's talk about this so no one gets fooled. First of all, for the no one gets fooled section, let's cover the main thing. When you're on the website, you got to go off to the side here and pick, first of all, probably Super Crew, because that's, a good easy 80%, if not 90%. It's probably, and it depends on the area you live in, but in my area, it's like 99, 98% of all sales are Super Crew. Most of them are 6.5 foot box. So make sure to factor that in. And guess what? We're still in 2x4 mode. Except when we go Super Crew, let's say you go Super Cab. If you go Super Cab, price has already changed there. We say it's $43,895 for an STX, which I think is a great deal. But standard, no more. Gone is the 3.3 liter. So the prices have gone up a little, not quite $3,000, but you're not paying for a 2.7 liter. You used to have to pay in 2023 $1,600 to add $1,600, $1,600 to add the 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost, because next to no one ever bought the 3.3 liter non-turboed engine because they want more power, they want more acceleration, and they want more towing capability. So right there you can see that in a way it's not a $2,800 difference. Minus $1,600, it's about $1,500. It's not even. It's like $1,300 difference. But on top of it, you get a 12-inch touch screen, which people were paying a fortune to have. You get it even on the XL. So in a way, if you look at what we've gained, the 2024 is less expensive. So that's a bit of a bombshell right there. If that equipment was important to you, these trucks are so much less. And I can tell you, most of my sales, almost all my sales, people say, I want and have to have heated seats. And the 12-inch touchscreen, yeah, most people say, yeah, I'd like that if it's reasonable in price. And I was like, well, it comes with the heated seats package. And they're like, okay, well, that meant they ended up with an XLT high premium package, a high package, a 302, the XLT full out model. And what's really cool is now I can say, you know what, we can just throw heated seats on the XL. Or do you want heated seats on an STX because you like the mags and the look? Let's do it. And all these vehicles have LED lights. So zoom in right there. It will let me zoom in. That right there, my friends, LED lights. And it's not just standard on the STX. LED lights are standard on all of them, starting with the XL. So amazing. That's a safety issue. It's a piece of equipment that's all about safety. You can see so much better with LED lights, and they look so much better. A lot of people were buying trucks. Some people would say, I want the LED lights. Almost everyone wants the heated seats. And a good amount of people wanted the 12-inch screen if it was a reasonable price. But all of those were put together on the XLT 302. So for the last few years, people were paying, like this year in 2023, you'd go up to an XLT 302. You'd be way more expensive than this here on your 2023. But here's where you don't want to get fooled. 4x2. All the prices we've seen so far are for rear-wheel drive vehicles. That's fine if you're in Texas or Florida. Mind you, last year in Texas, they had about a week, a little over a week of snowy, very slippery weather. So they could have used that 4x4 for that week. But we click 4x4 on and you see we add $3,800. So you got to be careful. You don't want to get fooled. You don't want to walk into a dealership, really ready to fight and be like, no, I'm telling you, I built it online and this is the price. And you end up getting into such an argument with the dealership that you're like, oh boy, I don't want to go back there again. Or you don't mind fighting, but the dealership, the staff don't want to see you. So when they do come back, they're thinking, oh, if I have to deal with this guy, I better make a lot of money. And then they're just, ripping you off because they think you're, unbelievably unpleasant. This, of course, is called mixing emotions with business. And it's a prime example of what we all need to be very careful for. And right now, with the current strike, I think mixing emotions and what's fair or unfair with the reality of the numbers at play is very dangerous. Just like it will be for you if you're really rude or if you get all worked up at a dealership, it's probably going to cost you more money. It's not going to save you money. These are, sales staff are generally hardened to people's use and abuse. And it's not just sales staff. Marie, you're a teacher before. and you now work in customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Do the people who are really rude get the best service?
Yeah, I'm lucky where I work. We cannot change the price, so we just say that right away. Even if you're like that with me, I don't choose the price. It's the company. So yeah, and I teach too for the new brokers,
Yeah.
and I say the same thing to them. I teach them to to deal with that kind of customer.
And if you weren't, fact and data driven, you wouldn't put up with me. If you're emotional, then you wouldn't put up with me at all. I'm hard to put up with unless you look past the response I give you. Maybe some of you in the community, I'm sure a lot of people who've watched my videos before are like, man, that guy's pretty hateable. But
It's not always like that.
hateable, maybe. Dislikable, yes. But I try to keep things about the data. So let's look at the data. Let's look at the facts. A Super Cab, some areas popular, but it's mostly Super Cruise. But the STX, guess what? What happens when we go to a Super Crew? Super Crew, STX, it's there. And it might be your required, and it's there, but it's not there with a 6.5 foot box. So Super Crew, STX, I think that's going to be with a 5.5 foot box. That's going to be very popular, because when we go to a 6.5 foot box, big bombshell here, STX gone. And, it's not just because I can't scroll here, folks. And now we've got the 4x4, so an XL is actually 49,205. Almost all sales for pickup trucks are 4x4. That's the reality of it. Most of them are almost all 4x4 and Super Crew. That means big 4 doors, big cabin. People have families. People want to be able to put the Costco in the back seat. So the reality is an F-150 2024 starts at 49,205. Still a deal if you were looking for that 12-inch touchscreen last year. And guess what? We can add heated seats aftermarket to any of these vehicles. And those heated seats can be good. And sometimes they're better. They could catch fire. But then again, my local university, they had a not a Camry, RAV4. They had a RAV4 security vehicle, and the seat did catch fire. And it wasn't aftermarket. It was heated seats from Toyota. So if you've heard that Toyotas never break, don't believe that. That's a silly, silly thing. Everything breaks from every manufacturer to every product built. When you mass produce something, there'll always be some errors. But
And now that it's a lot of accessories that are electric, it cannot be true. We have recalls in every brand, trouble with every brand. It's electronic a lot now. It's not just mechanic.
So true. Thank you for adding that. Really appreciate it, because you are very right. Now, if we go to the XLT, 55,630, we start the build in price. And here's the big bombshell, folks. You've got a black grille with a little bit of chrome, but you're getting a chrome bumper. And you're automatically standard getting a chrome running board. I think this is great. The free running board is great. The fact that they're not charging you for chrome. Before was the XTR package. And otherwise, your XLT 300 in 2023 had no running board. And that's just the way it was. You had, not so great looking mags. Now you've got better looking mags. You get the running board, but you're stuck with chrome if you want a 6.5 foot box. Ford might change this, and they're not charging you for the motors. Before, it'd be a 3.3 liter V6, and you paid to have a motor that, is lovable or likable. So you very likable, very lovable, the 5 liter V8. Marie, you heard the 2024 Mustang go off. And that's pretty much the same 5 liter, which means if you play around with the exhaust on an F-150, you could have an incredible sound, because you much prefer the sound of the new 2024 Mustang GT much more than a 911 GTS.
It's uncomparable.
We test drove the 911 GTS.
Wow.
We drove it we drag raced it. We did the strip. We did the drag. And the GT sound, you said, is a lot better.
Yeah, we could listen to that all day long. And it was, how can I say that? I have frisson. What is the word in English?
Goosebumps.
Oh, goosebumps.
Yeah. Your hair raised.
A lot.
Yes, and
that was something.
at the Porsche, if you haven't seen our Porsche Roadshow video, check out our recent Porsche video talking about the Taycan versus the 911. Well, we were invited to the Porsche Roadshow. It was a fantastic experience. The 911 shifted. It's an automatic paddle shift transmission. It shifted faster than anything I've ever seen. It's got to be the gosh darn best automatic transmission ever. It's the best one we've ever tested. It was a little better than the 10-speed from Ford and GM that I absolutely love. Prefer Fords because they'll actually correct the little issue with the, well, they've now corrected the issue and they will correct old transmissions, the 10-speeds that have a bit of trouble deciding what gear to get in when it's cold on a cold start and a cold takeoff. But back to the 2024, we love the 10-speed that are in these trucks. Fantastic automatic transmission, fantastic intelligent 4x4 technology. You're going to love this thing in the snow. You point it in a direction and it'll take you in that direction. It'll keep you in that direction because it can send and will send different amounts of power to each wheel. All current vehicles use the brakes to help control your slide. These vehicles are using the power to each wheel to help keep you in line. Plus, these trucks have trailer sway control technology, meaning not only do they work to keep you in your chosen line for the truck, they also work to keep your trailer in line. If you hit the brakes on the floor and you've got the brake controller installed on your vehicle, even if you forgot to squeeze the brake control and you hit the brake on the floor because your trailer is crooked, it's going to brake just your trailer for a fraction of a second or a second, because they want to bring the trailer back in line before they slow things down to avoid a jackknife. Fantastic technology. Remember, Ford used to own Volvo, Land Rover, Jaguar, Aston Martin, and Mazda, and they have kept a bit. They've kept what they either learned, acquired, or helped develop at all those companies. And Volvo has the transportation trucks, Volvo trucks, that have incredible technology. These trucks have incredible technology, and they're only going to charge you now the 5-liter V8 zero charge. Fantastic. 2023 yet to pay. 3.5 liter, $290 charge. 3.5 liter EcoBoost full hybrid, price before $1,900 discount, $2,190. So it's $200,190. And then let's see, let's add that hybrid engine. Let's see what it actually costs, because I'm having trouble understanding what that sentence really means. So we've added the 3.5 liter. Let's see how much the price changes. It'll give us an idea. Let's say we go back to the 5 liters, basically the same price. So in reality, you're paying about $1,200 for the hybrid engine. That's great, because previous years you paid, 2023 you paid $2,200 Canadian, so roughly the same amount in US dollars. Plus, most of the time you paid more interest. Most people didn't notice that, but throughout the existence mostly of the hybrid engine, Power Boost they call, offering you the most power at Ford, 570 pound-feet of torque, 435 horsepower. Heck, it's more powerful than your standard Ford F-150 Raptor. It's crazy. It's wild. It's fantastic. And now it doesn't cost much. Let's see what happens with the interest rate here. Let's see if they give us the interest rate. Well, when they say 7%, that means that's essentially Ford's way of saying we're not telling you what the interest is now. Find out when the vehicle gets in, because I highly doubt the interest rate will be 7% when it gets in. But the important thing here, I bet we can't get a lease. Yeah, no lease information. That's normal when the vehicle hasn't hit dealership lots yet. But 7% is their way, traditional Ford language for saying we'll find out the interest when it gets in. Let's see if we take that 5-liter V8. Sounds good, but guess what? The EcoBoost now sounds good. When you start it on a cold start, the 3.5 liter EcoBoost sounds good. The hybrid usually sounds like nothing, because often when it starts, it's just the electric engine going on. But let's head over. We've got our 5-liter equipped, about $30 roughly, $1,051 versus $1,027 per month when you're looking at the 5-year. So not a huge difference. Same interest rate. So I think when the hybrid gets in, we're going to find out for the first year ever that we've got the same interest rate whether you take the hybrid or not. But if you take a 6.5-foot box, you are getting chrome on your truck, and you don't have to trust me on this. Go to the build and price, check it out, go through all the equipment, and there's nothing there that's going to change the look of this truck. What I can tell you is the XLT 301 package. You get the little eye in the box here, so let's zoom in on that. So you've got XLT 301. Click the little eye for information here. So you see that there, click on that and you get the full rundown of what is in that package. Now you can't do it if you've zoomed in, so let's click the eye, and that's giving you your standard. It's all the STX features plus 18-inch chrome PVD wheels, chrome running boards, 8-way power driver seat, only the driver seat. You got the security code, that's a little code that you punch in to get in without your keys, or if the keys are locked in the vehicle. You got Pro Trailer Backup Assist to help you back up, Pro Trailer Hitch Assist, and 360-degree camera. If you go to the 302, that's going to be like her traditional 302 from years past, but now some pretty big things being added on. You've got Ford Blue Cruise that you can have on an XLT 90-day free trial, meaning that's hands-free driving for 90 days for free. That means you're going to pay either a monthly or yearly subscription fee. How do you feel about
sad?
Yeah, that's how
I don't love that because I feel like the Blue Cruise, it's an accessories in the F150. So it's like paying for having your heated steering wheel going on or paying for your radio to work. I don't know. We need to subscribe so much stuff in life, the TV shows and musics like Sirius XM. Why subscribing Blue Cruise?
At least it's not heated seats like at BMW. BMW finally gave up on that, but for quite some time, BMW was charging a monthly subscription fee to have your blue heated seats there. So the hardware was
For
there.
real? Okay,
Yeah, the
I was
hardware.
joking.
No, the hardware was there at BMW for heated seats, but they just take it away from you. If you wouldn't pay per month, they'd take it away from you. What I can say is payment will be very easy because you'll be able to make payment through Ford Pass. Ford Pass is ready to take credit card, and it's only a few taps away from getting it. I think it's great that they're letting us try it out, actually. I love the fact that they're letting us trying it out. I just wish that there's just, a package where it's like, here you go, you have it for life. You don't have to worry about it, because paying monthly for something does bug me. It bothers me thinking I'm paying more for something.
And
I prefer to pay upfront and then not worrying about it.
And paying for a model that has these accessories and cannot use it, to me it's completely crazy.
But it does make you manage your budget. Let's say you've got a good job right now and you can afford it. You pay.
Can always cancel an accessory.
Yeah, you get demoted or you get switched to a different company. Instead of having to sell your truck, you can just say, oof, I can't afford my monthly payment. Plus, let's say that one day we end up with 7 subscriptions possible. Maybe you've got $70 or $100 per month added to your payment. Well, it'd be nice that it's like, ooh, I can't afford that anymore. Marie's, the wife's pregnant. We've got new expenses. We're going to spend thousands of dollars on baby stuff. Okay, well, in the meantime, we'll take it off. And if we're okay, we'll add it back on. So I think there's a lot of there's freedom and there's choice and flexibility with that type of system. But I think it will annoy some people.
If everything, the cars, the kitchen, everything, just cancel accessories if you don't pay for it, maybe someday will be too much.
Yeah, it does sort of.
It's everywhere.
It does sort of make me feel kind of more controlled, and that's, I guess, what I don't like about it. So the new XLT mid package, 302 used to be the high package. It's now the mid package. It comes with adaptive. For $4,770, you've got adaptive cruise control, which is stop and go. It'll follow traffic all the way to a stop and then go up to whatever speed traffic's going at. Lane centering, that means it keeps you in the middle of the lane, which is fantastic. And speed sign recognition. This has saved me money. That is awesome tech. And you've got that without having to pay a monthly. You've got power sliding rear window. That's the little square in the back of the cabin that opens and closes electrically, which is good. I don't like the manual ones. You've got intelligent access with push button start, Heated front seats, 8-way, power front passenger seat with power lumbar. So both front seats are heated. Both have electric seats with the air cushion for the back that you can control. So fantastic. Really, really nice. And you even get Blue Cruise, which is a huge deal. I ordered the Lightning 511, cost me a fortune. I wanted the Blue Cruise. I wanted to try the tech out for the channel. And here we can have it on an XLT. So fantastic, but it's not the truck I get because I don't want chrome. And I want, ideally, a 6.5-foot box is more useful. So it's kind of annoying because look at the options here, Marie.
You know what could be nice?
Platinum has black, but the Lariat doesn't have black with a 6.5-foot box. There's just, if we want to avoid the chrome, we either get the choice of going to platinum, which if you miss out on platinum not having that kind of metal polished, it's not chrome, but it's like a brushed metal look, you can have it on the platinum full out edition. And basically it's going to turn the truck into a limited. So the platinum 73,730 with a 6.5-foot box. It's got an incredible look. But you've got to go, if you want your traditional look, it's not a platinum high package, or is it? Let's try it out. I think I thought it was platinum like plus or something. So platinum high package, no, still black. We've got to go even above that. And it makes it so that you essentially have a limited, because even the seats are going to be, you'll have badges saying that this is like a limited model, that your X of, number 1,000 out of, I don't know how many they'll make, 5,000. It's going to feel very much like a limited. And that's on your platinum, top of the line platinum. And maybe they don't have it for the 6.5-foot because there are less options. So we're on the 6.5-foot box and it's limiting things. And I'm sorry, you want to say something just earlier.
No, I was about to do a rant for once.
Really?
The way that you don't love Chrome, I was like, yeah, if they do like, if they could do like a Blue Cruise, if you don't pay for it for a subscription, it disappears. Could be nice, huh?
Well, it
That
essentially,
could be a new thing.
it is, yeah, absolutely. So we've got, if you want to avoid the chrome, you're either spending a fortune and going all the way to the platinum, or you got to just suck it up now. And I hope this changes. I hope Ford makes this modification, because some areas, 6.5-foot box is basically all that we sell. But if you want a fantastic looking chromeless truck, go STX, pay for some aftermarket heated seats, have them professionally installed so there's no cause of fire. Dog fell off the couch. Dog, clearly, Winston doesn't agree with me. He's a little fancy pooch that likes, Lariats or fully loaded wild track Broncos, which is what we have on the channel here as long-term reviews. Hey, Winston, you want your heated seats and everything. Yeah. But with a 5.5-foot box, I'd recommend the STX, or you can go to a 5.5-foot box, XLT. You'll want to pick 2.7 liter, fantastic engine. Love it in the Bronco. I have some truck customers that have owned 5 liters, that have owned EcoBoost, and they're sold 2.7 liter. It's fantastic. It's lightweight. It's reliable. It's a fantastic truck engine. More than enough power. 325 horsepower. 400 pound-feet of torque. That gets the job done. Remember, people, we were driving trucks back not that long ago that had 220 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. Transmission, of course, 10-speed. Good stuff right there. But a lot of people, I think, are going to want heated seats maybe from factory. If so, get the XLT Mid 302 package. Remember, all these trucks come with a 12-inch touchscreen now. And with your XLT Mid 302 package, that's where you're going to get your front heated seats. You're going to get your Ford Blue Cruise. You're going to get to try it out. If you love it, pay a monthly fee for it, or pay 1 year at a time. You've got your manual folding. Well, we already went through that, so I think that's going to be the most popular model. But I think now we should consider the STX far more. You've got the 12-inch touchscreen. And you can add what's now called the black. We don't have the sport package, but we have the black package. and it's just under $500. So at $495, let's see what this does here. I'm going to zoom in so you really see the effect here. So there's your chrome package. And let's see, let's transform this from chrome, which is standard with running board, standard chrome wheels, $495. And that gives us one heck of a good looking truck.
Yeah, totally different.
That's how you'll get your heated seats with Blue Cruise, adaptive cruise control, lane centering from factory. You're going to go XLT 302. But let's talk about money. So you've got a black grille, incredibly good looking. Well, sorry, you're the style expert here. Is that a good looking grille?
Yeah.
Mags, they look good.
Yeah, I love these mags.
I wouldn't pay to change them. I think you've got a great truck right there.
Good like that. Yeah, the F150s are looking good, so you don't need to change accessories that much.
No, they really don't.
Good.
I think you're gonna have to save me. I've got the computer stuck now.
You need to go in the blank.
Off to the side.
Not
okay.
on the picture.
So let's just compare though, value wise. If you're gonna pretty much build quite a bit an XLT. So a 302. Throw on the sport. Not the sport package. It's gone. You're gonna throw on the black appearance package, which is confusing because in 2023, black appearance package costs more because it added leather inside the vehicle. Which for a 2023, if you find one of these on the lot, that's a steal of a deal. I'd say jump. If you find a black appearance XLT, it's going to look like the Lariat that cost $12,000 more, $12,000 Canadian more. So let's say about $8,000 US dollars more. It's going to look like a fully loaded Lariat. You won't have the cooled seats. Just jump on in, live without the cooled seats if you can. The windows are tinted enough to keep the sun from roasting the interior and roasting your hiney. You've got a steal of a deal right there. But the 302 XLT black appearance package, 72 months, $907 per month. It should be less because I don't see these trucks coming in truly being at 7%. But let's look at the cash price. We're looking at an estimated selling price of $59,100. We didn't have to add 4x4 because when you go Super Crew, they're all 4x4. So you've got that number remembered?
Per month?
No, the total amount, $59,100. If you could write it down, because we're going to go and look at the Tremor. What would we get a Tremor for? Of course, all the Tremors are 4x4, $63,950. So what do we have? About $4,000?
Yeah.
A little over, almost not quite 5. Heck, you can choose for yourself, but let's look at that. That's a stellar truck with, you've got your running boards that are it looks like they're shot with Line-X. They're covered for some heavy duty use. Comes with the 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost, but remember, that's not an expensive option. $295 on your XLT. You've got the skid plates underneath. That's not an expensive option. You can add that for about $200-$300 on the XLT used to be able to add it from factory. If anything, add it after, once it shows up, if you have to. But you do have a very unique look. You've got the seats. They should end up being half leather. They were the way they were for the 2023. Right now, it's a late availability model, so that's job 2. So it's going to come in a few months after they've been building the other models for a few months. You've got trail control. If you want to do any off-roading, this is the truck for you. If you like having a truck that looks, higher, beefier, comes with all-season tires that you can run in the winter. They're 3-peak snowflake rated LTs, so they're better on a construction site. They're better in the mud. They're better in the snow. That's the truck I'd spend money on, or an STX. That's my big advice. You have amazing resale on this, and an STX will have a lot better resale than an XL. So I'd say if you're already at a pretty darn equipped XLT, why not get the Tremor? You're going to thank me when it comes to resale. You're going to thank me when it comes to comfort. The shocks are fantastic. You got even trail turn assist, 1-pedal driving. This is technology like you get on the Broncos. And you get a really good looking truck. So let's see the interior. Let's see if Ford's providing interior photos. Let's spot dual exhaust on the back right there. So a lot of people look for that style right there. Let's jump on in. Little orange accents everywhere. So yeah, we still have the seats that are should be half leather. Yeah, from the looks of it, you get some orange stitching. I have to be off to the side. I see. So good looking truck right there. Dual exhaust on the back. Tow hooks all over, of course. This isn't Toyota. Ford's not afraid to use tow hooks. Dark lights, dark grille, gloss everywhere. Half leather seats. You're halfway to a Lariat. 12-inch touchscreen, but that's standard now, folks. And when you're really wondering everything that's been added and removed, Google Ford order guide. And right here we can see it, folks. You know, don't spend too much time looking at MSRP discount. Build it online because that's really going to give you your price right there. And you've got major product changes. The 3.3 liter V6 is deleted. We now, for models, have the XL, STX, XLT, Lariat, King Ranch, Platinum, and Raptor. So no more limited, but you can take a Platinum and go all out on it, and it'll have badges like it's a limited. You got new colors, some deleted colors. Race red is gone. I'm going to have some customers disappointed about that one. Stone gray metallic and azure gray metallic tri-coat, all gone. That's too bad. Azure gray metallic, new color, and a gorgeous color. So all your changes are there. Deleted XL Chrome appearance package, STX appearance package, but it's now own equipment group. It's kind of like its own model. You got XLT Chrome appearance package, gone. Deleted Sport appearance package, deleted Trailer tow package, deleted Max trailer tow package because they've combined the two. That was very smart on Ford's part. 2.7 liter EcoBoost payload package, gone. 360-degree camera package, gone. King Ranch because they're offering it for free on certain models, but also a pay-per-month package on certain models. So that's, some people will love it, some people hate it because you can see it as having a flexible monthly payment, or you can see it as the manufacturer trying to get a little bit more money out of you. Well, it all depends how you look at it. I know having on a Mach-E Select, having the optional Blue Cruise to pay for it, I love the fact that you get to try it because normally on base models, standard models, you don't have all the high tech. Normally the company wants you to pay $200-$300 more per month to go up, to get the up in trim, to get the extra technology. Now on lower trims, they're like, hey, here's some amazing technology, but it's going to cost you, let's say, $10 a month or more. So maybe $80 a month. So that's to keep an eye on. Maybe you'll just want to pay it one shot so it doesn't feel like a monthly subscription. Also deleted is the King Ranch Chrome appearance package, moonroof and tailgate. You've got the blue interior package gone, Raptor exterior graphic package, Raptor carbon fiber package, Raptor 37 performance package. Because, well, with the Raptor, 37-inch tires are still going to be there, but not as a package, as its own grouping, its own kind of model, we could say. So the order guide is going to be your key to figuring out how little you can spend. Because what's great about the order guide is it's really clear. They'll say, for example, all F-150s have Copilot 360 version 2.0. That's incredible. That's a huge update. For how much more we're getting, the price increase is, I don't see it as a price increase because they're giving us so much more. I see it as now the 2024 in a way is more affordable as long as we don't get stuck with the 7% interest. Because of course I'd rather a 2023 at 3.49% interest, but eventually the interest rates with these, they've got to come down. They won't be at 7% forever, and it's going to make for a better deal because of everything we're actually getting. So go through the standard equipment. I'm not going to read it all here because you can see, folks, this is a lot. But the big one is the 12-inch productivity screen. the Copilot 360 2.0. If you don't know what Copilot 360 2.0 is, the order guide also will tell you what it is. It really gives out everything. Cruise control is now completely standard on every single model. So you've got a huge list there to go through, but then you'll know everything. You won't miss a thing. An error cannot be made. LED lights on all the models, which is wild because before you had to get an XLT 302 to have LED lights. And if you go back to 2020, you had to get a Lariat 502. So you had to get the top of the line Lariat to get LED lights. And some people would because they really wanted those LED lights. Now they're standard on all models. I know I was the type, heck, our Bronco, what did I say? Well, I have to get at least an Outer Banks because I want this signature LED. I want it to
so much.
I want it to really look like their LED lights. I like the look. It was a big deal for me. So a lot of really great equipment coming standard. You'll want to check that out. If you're wondering what Copilot 360 2.0 is, it's right here in the order guide. This thing is amazing. It lets you know about everything. Pre-collision assist. So Copilot 360 2.0 is pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, pedestrian detection, forward collision warning, dynamic brake support. It'll prepare the brakes. It'll even brake last minute for you. Bliss, that's blind spot detection with cross traffic alert. You're backing up, someone's coming, it's going to alert you. Lane keeping system, lane keeping alert, lane keeping aid, driver alert, rear view camera, auto high beams. The auto high beams are a big deal. So unbelievably convenient. You're driving at night, lights go high, lights go low, all automatic. Reverse sensing system, reverse brake assist, post-collision braking. So if you have an impact, if you've passed out, the vehicle won't just keep rolling. The vehicle will brake, knowing that you've had an accident. You can have the option to have it call 911 if the airbags go off. So when you connect your Ford Pass, that'll be one of the questions you need to answer. All these vehicles have Ford Pass, meaning you can start your vehicle from a distance. You've got remote starter with your cell phone. You can lock the doors, unlock the doors, check how much gas you have left, approximately how much oil life you have left, and even find out where your wife is. I mean, where your truck is.
It's more easier when you have kids. It's
with Ford Pass.
It could be nice.
Hey, with Ford Pass, you can literally be like, "Where's Johnny?" And then you check your Ford Pass, and you'll know exactly where I'm at.
But for people who have kids, it's the best. Because you don't need to know where your wife is, but your kids, when they go with your car and your keys.
I don't know if I'll ever get to that point.
Oh, you have too much cars. You will have one that they can borrow.
So Driven Wild Outdoors was in the show, and I know he's going to be giving one of his Broncos to Gavin when Gavin comes to age. So huge congratulations to Gavin. Love the content over at the Driven Wild Outdoors team. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Do we have any questions, or can we save them till next week?
Yeah, I could check with you because it's for other model. It's not for F150, so I will show you the question. Great. And we'll come back to you.
We'll try to work on those, work them into next week's show. And for now, we've got to go because All Terrain Nation, I don't want to be stepping on his toes. The show's on, so we want to head over to All Terrain Nation as well. Take care, folks. See you over at All Terrain Nation. And tomorrow night, as long as my life permits it, I will see you all at Long MacArthur on Tim Bart's show. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please give us a helping hand. Type finisher, not in these live comments, but in the non-live comments when the show becomes available to type on. Actually, you can type it in the comments right now. Thank you so much for watching it. We wish you all more cars, more power, and I wish you all that we don't lose our freedom to drive our own vehicles, our autonomy. Take care, everybody. Stay free.